Welcome to Cuisine and Chateau in the heart of Kensington, and this is where we start our culinary experiment. I'm your host, Kate Hutchinson. Now let's meet our first chef.
Toolshed is the product of just me and my really good buddy who we're just IT nerds who started brewing in my backyard tool shed and worked in a terrible place and thought we don't want to go back to work anymore there. What if we could quit our jobs and make beer for the rest of our lives? And that's what we did. So to us, the secret of great beer is great ingredients, and we are super lucky that we're in the heart of the barley belt. So the best barley on earth is grown an hour up the road from us here in Calgary. I guess I've found most red ales to be a little too muted for my taste. I find them a little too sweet. And so what we did with our Red Rage is we made it hoppier. It has more alcohol. It's got more just characteristics that you don't find in a typical beer. It's got roasty, multigrain toast notes on the nose. It's got a nice, big, full, rich body, and it finishes off with, I guess you could say espresso and caramel aftertaste. So it's really interesting to see how that beer progresses through each sip. It's quite something. So People Skills is our nice, easy drinking cream ale. Yeah, we always thought, you have to have one of those beers that's super sessionable. This is the beer for the patio, right? Or after you're finished mowing the grass. Or if you're new to craft beer, that we almost named it exit strategy. So it's one of those beers where if you don't know about craft beer, this is a great introduction because it's not offensive, it's not too hoppy, it's just super light and easy drinking. It's kind of gets along with everybody. We are super honored that Chef Paul McGreevy is going to be using our beer. He'll be using People Skills Cream Ale and our Red Rage Red Ale in his cooking. And that's super exciting for us because we love Chef Paul.
Now that we've met our chef and we know what beers we'll be cooking with, let's bring in Paul McGreevy. Hello.
Hi, Kate.
How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. Tell us what you'll be cooking today.
Okay.
You've chosen the Tool Shed.
Yeah, Tool Shed, great beer, and we got two very different types here, so we'll do a bunch of different dishes, some with some spice, some with some sweetness. It'll be fun. So first one we're going to do is some chicken wings. Who doesn't love chicken wings, right?
And that's our appetizer?
That's our appetizer, yeah. So what we're going to do is a harissa, cilantro, and garlic marinated wing that we'll actually bake as opposed to fry, so they're healthy, we'll say.
Healthy, yeah.
And then we're going to garnish that with a pineapple, toasted coconut, and red onion salsa.
Sounds delicious.
They are happy. And then for the main course, we're going to do some braised pork shoulder in a dish called pozole, which is a Mexican stew. We're going to use some hominy, some tomatillos, some chili powders, some dried chilies, lots of aromatics, but a little bit of heat to play off this delicious beer here, this Red Rage. And dessert, we're going to do sabayon, or zabayone, depending on where you're from. We're going to do mixed summer berries. We're going to do a beer syrup to go into our sabayon, and then we're going to serve that with some crumbled cookies and a little bit of shaved chocolate.
Sounds delicious.
Should be good.
All right, so we are going to take a break, and we are going to assemble all of our ingredients, and we'll be back in a moment with Cooking with Beer. Welcome back to Cooking with Beer. We are about to start our appetizer round here with Chef Paul McGreevy, and we are going to be featuring the Tool Shed
People Skills
in our appetizer. So let's get started.
So first of all, we're going to make a marinade, and that's what we're going to do.
We should put my chef thing on, or my
I don't want you to get dirty.
My apron,
we're
right?
This stuff does not come out here, this harissa paste. So while you're doing that, I'm going to grab these chicken wings that we're going to use.
I don't even know how to put this on. Shows you how often I'm in the kitchen.
That's why you're the hostess. So we're going to do a bit of a beer marinade. Now, People Skills has got a little bit of an inherent sweetness to it just because of the malt build that's in there. So what we want to do is play off that sweetness to go with the sweetness of the pineapple and the toasted coconut, but also a little bit of heat.
Perfect.
So anyway, chicken wings. You're going to do a little bit of chopping for me if that's okay.
I can do that.
Perfect. So first things first, harissa. Grab a spoon for you.
And what is harissa?
Harissa is a chili paste.
Okay.
It's Tunisian chili paste. So a lot of heat. It's not just peppers. There's usually some garlic, sometimes some aromatic herbs in there as well.
All of it?
We're gonna go about half that. That's, yep, that's good. Perfect. Just like that. Okay. So So then from there, we're gonna take some garlic. Just grab some cloves that we are smart enough. Do you want to cut? Okay. Do you want to cut?
Yeah.
Be careful, they're sharp, right? I don't want you to get hurt. While you're doing that, I'm gonna pour a little bit of honey in here, just for a touch of sweetness to again play off the sweetness that's in that. People skills.
This is gonna take me forever. Just
Do you want me to hop in? Want to tag out?
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
You show us
okay.
how the
All right.
professionals do it.
So
just like that.
So it doesn't have to be a very fine chop. You just want to get it so the oils start to come out of the garlic. So just like that's great. Throw that in there. Then I mentioned aromatic herbs, right? So we're gonna use a little bit of cilantro here. So
Everyone's favorite. Some people love it, some people hate it.
50% of the world think it tastes like soap. 50% of the world thinks it tastes delicious. 50% of the world is wrong. It tastes delicious. So we're gonna throw that cilantro in there, and then
Perfect.
a little bit of salt, because this is a quick marinade, and then some of our people skills. Now, not too much.
So the people skills is a really light beer, so
Lighter,
that's going to
yeah,
bring
very
out sort of
sessionable.
that spice, right?
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
because it's such a refreshing beer. It's great to have with something like this that's got tons of different flavors in it. It's a little bit rich because you're using chicken wings.
Yeah.
And then it's going to just clean out your palate because of the carbonation as well. So you'll get a little bit more exposed flavors. So that could go into the fridge for about 24 hours. Is really what you want.
You can really get that marinade.
You can
in
do
the
12. 12's fine. And you just want enough just to get it in there, and then I sort of agitate it every now and then, stir it, and throw them in the fridge. Now, while those are marinating, we can make a delicious salsa. Do you want to actually grab me one of those bowls from over there? Perfect. That one's
There we
great.
go.
Okay. So we're just going to take a little bit of onion. We're going to mince it. Just a little bit of mincing.
I would chop my fingers off.
Well, no, you wouldn't. You'd be so careful and
yeah.
cautious.
that pace, I would.
I pre-diced the pineapple here.
Okay.
So we're just going to put a little bit
So
of
it's a
pineapple in
pineapple salsa.
Pineapple
so
salsa,
a fruity
right?
salsa.
Now again, we're going to add a little bit more cilantro to it because we want layers. So cooked cilantro tastes very different than fresh cilantro. We want just that little bit of...
So that's going to work with the chicken.
Exactly, yeah. And it's just, again, we're clean, refreshing beer, clean, refreshing flavors. A little bit of lime juice goes on there.
Perfect in time for this summer.
Exactly. And you know what? These actually, if you finish them on the grill, on the barbecue, amazing.
Really good.
So great, yeah. Just a little bit of charring draws out some of the other flavors in those peppers. So that, a little bit of salt. We don't really need to add any spice to this because it's got enough heat as it is. And then we're just gonna quick stir. We're gonna let that sit as well. It's great if you can make this ahead of time as well. The reason why is, as the salt sits on that pineapple, it's gonna draw out some of the moisture. It's gonna make it a little juicier and a little more saucy, I guess, right?
For sure.
So
then we've got our chicken in the fridge.
chicken in the fridge. Now, chicken's done, let's say. It's been 24 hours. Time has passed. The magic of television is working once again,
Yay.
right? Now, these are in an oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
So, these are still working away, but you can get an idea what they're gonna look like.
Okay.
So,
do we have to flip them or anything?
we'll go a little bit longer. You see, you start to get some nice caramelization there, though. Obviously, don't use
smells really
don't
good.
use your hands.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I don't want you to
Don't
get
do
hurt.
this at home, in
Yeah,
other
well,
words.
chef hands. So you get it flipped off, nice caramelization, back in the oven. We're gonna let those go for a little bit longer.
So in total, how long do those cook?
They'll take about 12 to 15 minutes at 400 degrees. If you're gonna finish them on the grill, I would do about 3 to 5 minutes less, and then finish them on the grill just to get that extra charring on there. And then we're gonna garnish it with some delicious toasted coconut. So the salsa, the coconut, the wings, a little bit of people skills, great beer.
So that's our
Great,
appetizer
great meal.
round.
Yeah, after round's
Perfect.
done.
Shall we move on to, we're going to
wanna
plate
do
this in a
main?
minute when,
We can do the main course while we're waiting?
yes.
Okay,
let's
so-
get this out of the way.
Pozole, delicious pozole.
What is pozole?
Mexican stew. It's a soup stew that's
So we've got
made
very
with
Mexican flavors here today.
well, Tunisian to start with, but definitely rounded heat and a little bit of cilantro, and then we're going to move into a very sort of traditional Mexican dish. Now, pork shoulder, you can get this pretty much any grocery store, really. Try to get it in a larger format because this is a braise. This is a low and slow labor of love. You got to take your time with it. Now, usually it'll have a bit of fat on there. Don't get rid of it.
Okay, keep it.
Fat's flavor. All you want to do is just score it.
And would you do that to let the heat in through that
So
fat?
you're gonna actually render the fat down a little bit quicker, get more color development. More color equals more flavor. So then from there, we're gonna season this
Looks yummy.
With what looks like probably a lot of salt, but I assure you it's not. Think of how big this is.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna take a little bit more. And then we're gonna get our pot nice and hot here. While it's doing that, we can pull the other ingredients together. So we need the hominy. Hominy is corn. That is a soaked corn. So it kind of, you can actually taste it. It tastes like tortillas, right?
Well, a little dry.
A little dry, but you get the same sort of corn sweetness that comes out of it. For the ingredients we're gonna use for this, we're gonna use dried chipotle peppers, smoked
yummy.
pepper,
Okay.
some oregano, Mexican oregano specifically, tomatillos. So green tomatoes always wrapped up, look like a giant gooseberry. Some chili powder, we'll use a little bit more garlic, a little bit of onion, and then some more cilantro, of course. And then we're gonna get that all working together in a pot here with some stock and a little bit of
Red Rage.
Now, the reason why I chose Red Rage for this, it's got a little more IBU, so it's got a little more hops in it. Hops play really well off that heat that's in this chili powder and chipotle peppers. So we want to try to draw out the heat, but not make it overwhelming. And this is just such a perfect pairing for this. We're also going to use it in there.
About the Red Rage is that it gives you little cheating notes on the side here too. But you can, if you want to cook with it at home.
So, nice and hot, smoking. Let's get this in. We're going to start just getting it rendering away. Push it down. You want to try to get it as flat as you can in the pot because...
and that's just to get the color, right?
Color.
Okay.
Yeah, we really want that color to develop. So let's get this out of the way and we'll start getting our other ingredients together here. So we're going to use, again, some more red onion. Do you want to do this?
That?
Do you want to do it? Okay.
How am I chopping it? Nice and fine?
No, we're going to go fairly, you can go thicker. So, yeah.
You do like this, right?
Go a little bit further in. Yep, there you go. I'll keep an eye on this guy here.
I'm learning to cook at the same time.
It's the idea, right? You want lessons. You want to keep learning. A little bit of pepper in there. It smells great already. We haven't even really done very much. Sure, yep, perfect. This is a stew, right? So hearty, but it's such a light flavor that it'll be still great in the summertime. So this whole menu actually is perfect for our barbecue season, right? Yeah.
Like that?
Okay, that's good. Yep, no, that's perfect. So
pretty much a professional chef almost now.
you should actually you should teach here.
Onion.
That's what you should do. Start teaching classes.
I don't think so.
Okay. So
we'll be eating grilled cheese sandwiches and tomato soup all the time.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, a little bit of garlic. We're going to take a little bit of more cilantro
More of our
here
cilantro.
because it's just such a great, and stems as well, not a problem. Nice rough cut.
And you kind of have a legacy through Calgary. So some of these flavors you might be able to see throughout the city, right?
Totally, absolutely, yeah. A lot of these ingredients for this type of dish
Yeah.
I buy at a place called Unimart.
Yeah.
2 locations, one on Edmonton Trail, one down just
Okay.
off McLeod.
Yeah.
Great, greatest selection, awesome sorts of flavors here. So, great.
Beautiful.
Nice caramelization,
Yeah.
some good coloring. So we're gonna let that continue. While that's rendering on the other side, we're gonna start to add these other ingredients. So we're gonna throw in our onions, our cilantro, our dried chipotle pepper.
And you're throwing that in all as one big chunk.
This is just, yeah, this is gonna
cilantro.
braise for about 2.5 hours.
Okay.
At about 300 degrees. So,
Seems fairly simple.
one pot wonders. They're the
Yeah.
best way to go. So, tomatillos. We still have to add our herbs as well. So, chili powder. I'm gonna go about 2 tablespoons of chili powder. Gonna add about a teaspoon of dried oregano. Dried oregano is very potent. You don't add the same amount you would as fresh, right? Just it gets to be a little much. Now, we're gonna take our Red Rage here, and we're gonna deglaze. Now, use about half.
Okay.
Save half for drinking while
Yeah.
you're waiting for it to cook, right? So that's in there. What we want to do is let the alcohol cook off.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it causes some unnecessary bitterness.
Okay.
So we're just going to let that hit a steam for a sec. It's going to simmer there. Then while it's doing that, crushed tomatillos. In they go.
Oh, the
Yep,
whole
we're
thing.
going to do it. Whole thing. Yep, get it right in there. Next, hominy.
Whole thing?
Whole thing. Right in there.
Do we stir this?
Yep. You got your spoon there. Perfect. Got it all tidied up.
It smells good. It smells like the chilies.
Right, nice and aromatic, and it's got,
And
you
the
can smell the
chipotle.
spice.
Yeah.
And the great thing about pairing red rage or using red rage in this type of dish, it does have a bit of sweetness in it as well, again from the malt, and that really helps to soften the spice.
Yeah.
But then those hops will help to draw out the heat a little bit
Perfect.
as well. So we're gonna let that come up to a simmer
Okay.
here. We've added all of our ingredients. That is then gonna bring up to a boil.
Yeah.
You're gonna cover it and you're gonna put it in the oven at about 300 degrees Fahrenheit. You're gonna let it go for 2.5 hours. The way to tell if it's done is you want to poke it and it should literally almost be
Start
ready to
falling
explode.
apart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the reason why I said don't get rid of that fat
Yeah.
is because of flavor. But you're gonna be able to skim it off at the end if you want. Or you can leave it in there.
Whatever
Not
you
here,
like.
not here to tell people how to eat, just teach them how to cook. So, the other thing I like to serve with it is a little bit of a salad of sorts.
Yeah.
Some avocados, some fresh tomatoes, and then I like to actually take some tortillas, just
Yeah.
some fresh corn tortillas, and I pop them in the oven or on the grill just to get a little bit of charring, and then
Yeah.
you actually use it to dip and sort of as you're eating the stew, it's spoon and then you
Good
sop
side.
up the sauce with these delicious corn tortillas. So,
Are we gonna cut up this avocado?
yeah, we can cut up the avocado right now.
There's nothing better than cutting into an avocado and it's perfectly green. That is
Let's
one
hope
of
that's the case right now.
my favorite things.
Almost.
Beautiful.
Pretty good. So now the way I would do this is I wouldn't take it out and cut it
Oh.
because everyone gets all messy. So I just do this. And we'll just get that pit out. Now you can actually eat those pits.
Can you?
Yeah.
What do you do with them?
Dry them and then you grind them and you can use them in salads. Kind of like people use chia or
Okay,
those sorts of things.
yeah.
Super, super healthy actually.
Is
I
there
know.
protein in them or?
It's a lot of antioxidants actually. Now, you can get a spoon and scoop
Okay.
it, or
Where's?
You can just squeeze it out.
Just squeeze it out.
Now
If it's
it's-
perfect,
It's all diced.
good, right?
So just do that again. Squeeze from the top. Yeah, see it all just pops out. Nice little dice. It's ready to go. Super easy. And then we'll take some of these nice grape tomatoes. Tomato season is upon us. And you're just gonna get them in halves. Or you can cut them into quarters, whatever you want. But the idea is just to have a nice, fresh, and almost cooling bite.
Yeah.
The avocado will help to soften some of those spices that might be in there if you're not a fan of
And
the
some of that heat.
Of the heat.
Yeah.
And then if you want to grab the pepper mill, I'll get you to do a couple of cranks of pepper onto this. Right, yep, that's good. A little bit of salt, just season it lightly. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Beautiful. And then we're going to do a little bit of lime. 2 here. A little bit of lime. And then we'll just give it a stir. If you want, I garnish with fresh cilantro on mine. Again, I just love cilantro. I think it's such a great flavor. So this is starting to hit that simmer here.
This is so summery.
Yeah, and what's better than beers in the backyard and a nice.
Some avocado.
And this is an easy meal. Like you don't have to slave in the kitchen all day. It's pretty much
You can be outside
in the oven
enjoying
outside
the
enjoying
weather.
it.
Yeah.
You could cook this on the barbecue if you wanted. You could set your pot right on your barbecue and just leave it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So let's check on our wings real quick. Oh yeah, there we go. Those look delicious.
Looking perfect.
Okay.
All right, so I think we're going to go take a break and we're going to start plating some of this. And we still have dessert to come, so stay with us. You're watching Cooking with Beer. Welcome back to Cooking with Beer. We are about to plate our appetizer and our main course, and then we still have dessert to make. So we'll get to that in a second. Let's plate our chicken wings.
Yeah,
here,
the
which is
wings
our
turned out.
appetizer.
They look great. Lots
Yes.
of color on them. So we're just gonna. What I like to do, and you can serve this on the side, but
However you like.
I think it's a little nicer when you get a little bit of the salsa right on top of it.
It's
And then
beautiful.
just a little bit of toasted coconut. It just has this awesome sweetness to it and a little bit of nuttiness, which
Yeah.
is really going to go well with those people skills. So we would just serve those like that.
So
where
that's
people
our
dig
people
in.
skills appetizer.
Now, yes, that's the
Beautiful.
people skills and harissa glazed wings. So now for this course, you can serve it a couple of different ways, family style or individual plating. I think for today, we're just gonna do an individual plating. So you can see that,
And you
how
can see
tender
how
that
that
is.
meat is falling
just
apart.
fell apart, right? So we have this
Oh,
delicious,
so good.
so, I don't
That
know,
just
let's
screams
give a
like
healthy
summer
portion.
barbecue.
Get a nice, bring this little bowl over here, because it is a soup or a stew, so we'll just set some of that pork in there. this ladle. Take a little bit of our hominy. Just like that. Right in there. Now these tortillas, I would just serve on the side. So we'll just grab a couple of these.
And then everyone just kind of serves.
Well, this, I would just eat that myself. I don't know, but maybe I'm a little gluttonous. So I would just serve a little bit of nice warm tortilla served on the side right there, and a little bit of our avocado and fresh tomato just off to another side. And that way it's sort of a, build your own.
Yeah.
Or just, mix it all together
Yeah.
and eat it. It's one of those dishes that you're just meant to really get stuck into.
Anything you can eat quickly and that tastes yummy. That's what my dad always says.
And then again, I know I keep going back to my friend cilantro, but it's just
beautiful.
It's delicious, so just a little bit of that. So we've got two great dishes to go with two great beers.
Beautiful. And you can have a beer on the side too. That'll complement it, right?
So delicious. I would definitely I would drink the beer that you cooked with when you're having
With
these,
it?
which means you have to have two beer, which is not a problem.
Yeah.
Now.
You have to buy a 6-pack anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Or growlers.
Or a growler,
It's a bigger commitment, but I'm okay with that. Okay, now we're gonna go back to dessert. Now, Sabayon. Pretty easy, a little bit of work, but it's delicious. So it's a bit of a timing thing.
Okay.
You're gonna help me out. We need to get some berries ready.
So I cut these?
Yeah, I want you
Am I
to
using
take
the
those
big knife or the small knife?
strawberries. I would just use the small guy.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let's grab this paring knife. I'll show you a little what I like to do. Just grab the strawberry. See where the core is, right?
Yeah.
Just turn it around and you just get the core out.
Cool.
Then you don't cut the ends off. You don't lose as much strawberry. And then from there, just into quarters is nice. Okay.
Okay.
So if you can cut about, let's say six or seven of those strawberries, I'm going to work on this beer syrup. We're going to use the people skills again. Go back to it. So I've got honey on that is it's nice and hot, boiling, starting to color a little bit. We're just going to add a touch of beer to it. And get that to come back up to a boil. There we go. So that's going to come back up to a boil. All we want is to incorporate the beer, cook up the alcohol. That's it.
Okay.
But we want a sweet base. Now, we're going to take some egg yolks, which I've already separated here.
Is this like painful to watch?
No, it's not painful. It's, it's knife skills. The more you do it, the better you get, right? So this is starting to come out. See how it's starting to foam a little bit there? That's the beer.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
And
fine.
sorry, what else was in there?
Honey.
Honey.
So just honey. Just
and
bring it
beer.
to a boil. Make
Okay.
sure it's nice and hot. Add the beer. Bring it back to a boil. Now, what you want is a liquid that's hot, but that's not too thick.
So you want it to get foamy like that?
Yeah. And then what we're going to start doing is actually whisking our eggs over a little bit of this liquid. It's
So
nice and
egg
hot.
yolk.
It's just egg yolks, honey, and beer. That's it.
Sounds delicious.
A little more on the sugary side than
Yeah.
than the beer side, but you want to
Careful
keep
not to make
this.
scrambled eggs.
Yes, yeah. This is one of those desserts you got to make.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to make fresh. You don't make this one ahead, and your arm's gonna get sore. That's just the way it is. You just
Okay, if you're gonna eat all of it, you might as well get a workout.
exactly. So now you see it's starting to go a little bit paler in color.
Yeah.
It's starting to get a little more volume in there. Same sort of principle as you would a meringue,
Okay.
right? So
Yep.
see, we're just getting. It's hot, obviously. So now this dessert you can serve in like a parfait style.
Okay.
I actually like
Yeah.
doing. So we can grab you can use bowls, you can use glasses, you can use martini glasses. Doesn't really matter. There's no real
creative.
rules. Yeah. Whatever's gonna suit your.
Whatever's gonna look good on your Instagram
Yeah.
page, right?
Well, maybe not Instagram, but I would say in the backyard for your guests.
Yeah.
So you want to take this to a stage that's called ribbon,
Okay.
and that just basically means that it's leaving a ribbon behind as you whisk. We're not quite there yet. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you want to take a turn?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, awesome. Because my arm's getting
Your
sore.
arm's tired.
Perfect. So, and I'm going to find some fun glasses for us to build these little parfaits. Actually, build these.
So while your guests sit outside and enjoy their beer, you're inside over the stove.
Just working up,
out.
some thirst so that you can drink more beer. So we've got graham crackers. Everybody's got these in their cupboard, but you always end up with little bits of shrapnel, right? This is a fun way to use them up. nice high quality 70% dark chocolate. I'm just gonna give it a quick chop. You can grate this if you want as well, but I like having chunks of dark chocolate show up in things. So what I would do is I would take some blueberries, some of your wonderfully cut strawberries, a few blackberries, and then we're just gonna take a couple of bits, just break them up a little bit more of these graham crackers. Are you okay? You want to switch? Okay, switch.
Okay.
So can you replicate what I just did there?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna put some blueberries in the bottom.
Some blueberries, some strawberries, some blackberries, and then just crush up some of the cookies.
And blackberries.
Okay.
Good. Just like that.
Yeah, that looks great. So now I would add a little bit of this sabayon, and then I would do it again with a little bit more of the berries and a little bit more of the cookies. So that's going to be the goal. We're almost there. See how it's almost starting to hold its shape a little bit as you, that's what we want.
Thickening
Let's just go from there. Let's just do that. So now, take that. I'll grab you a spoon. Now,
Pour it in.
just spoon it over. So this is a nice play on hot and cold temperatures as well, which is always fun with desserts. You've got lots of texture in there as well.
How many scoops?
That's good. I would do that. And then throw a couple more of these berries on. Some of your strawberries. Oh.
No more on top, or was that?
And then, yeah, we're gonna do a little bit more of the cookie, a little bit of more of that sabayon poured over top. Very nice. And the good thing when you use a nice quality egg with the dark yolk, it just makes it
Gives
look
it
a
that
little more.
color.
Yeah. And then we'll just sprinkle a little bit of shaved chocolate on top.
Beautiful.
Great.
Wow, I wish it was
Perfect.
sunny out today.
So
We could
that
just
with
sit outside.
Yeah, and that with that people skills,
more of
even on the side, I would go back to this for dessert, and
Yeah.
it's just great. This is, it's a bit of a richer dessert with that egg yolk custard in there, or the sabayon, but lots of different flavors, a little bit of bitterness in there from that chocolate that'll play off well with this as well. So
Beautiful. Well, we have a full meal for ourselves here. I think the only thing we're missing.
aha, finally!
Shall we? Which one?
We'll just start with
or-
people skills, and then we can eat our way through the menu.
All right, sounds good. So
Awesome.
we've got 2 beers here. There you go.
Perfect. Well, that's a hard pour.
It's all right.
Yeah, that's all right. It won't be around long, will it? Awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks so much for
Hey,
joining us
thanks for having
today.
me. This was great.
This is a beautiful spread.
These are beautiful
I
beers.
can't wait to dig in. All right, thanks for watching Cooking with Beer. We'll see you again next time.